Everything we're doing today is going to be some shoulder rotation fun. There's going to be two base positions. We're going to be doing or three, I guess: tall kneeling, bear sit, and 90-90. Um, if there's anything, of course, you guys know the rules. If there's anything that's painful, stay out of those pinchy ranges of motion. And if there's any modifications, any adjustments that you need, just ask. Cool.
Yeah.
If you have tennis balls, lacrosse balls, rolled up socks, whatever you've got, we're going to start in tall kneeling, and we're going to start with neck cars.
I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear my laundry going in the background.
Okay. You will likely hear my toddler or my infant at some point in time. The cacophony of morning noises. Okay, so starting with them out to the side, you start to radiate a little bit of tension. So we're going to do this at first set of cars. We're just going to do it morning routine. So 30%. Dropping the chin to the chest, scrape that left collarbone, crank that head back, looking back at the back of the armpit, chin up to the ceiling, making sure to keep that mouth closed, all the way to the back of the right armpit, tilt forward, scrape back to center. Scrape that right collarbone, look back behind the right armpit, up over the top, back down to center. Here, take it to 40 to 45%. Give me a tension check. Scrape that left collarbone. Squeeze out a little bit more range of motion. Try to make sure that you're getting every last segment extended as you reach across the top. Feel for those nice stretches. Now reverse. All the way up over the top. Back behind that armpit. All the way back to center one more time. Crank it up just a little bit more. Max out left rotation. All the way back into rotation and extension. Up over the top. All the way to right extension rotation. Down to the front. Scrape that collarbone and we're coming right back. I feel like you guys would appreciate this. I had a really interesting conversation with a vocal coach about some of the cues that we use in FRC, and that trap air in your core. She was like, it's a totally inaccurate cue. And I'm like, yeah, it's an analogy. And she's like, yeah, but people actually believe it. People believe you can trap air in your core. And so then we had this big prolonged discussion about like the displacement of the diaphragm and the pressure on your organs that creates that internal cue to like drive force from the TVA and internal and external abdominal obliques. And it was like this deep conversation about breathing mechanics. So then we started playing with like, okay, so if you were to trap air in your core, so like give me a good breath, because we're going to do spine after this. And this is going to be interesting to see. So give me that big deep breath, feel that displacement, but your abs are totally relaxed. Feel that stretch sensation and give me a gentle pales of your total core musculature, including pelvic floor. So now that you've got all that tense, give me 3 breaths. Holding that tense, holding that musculature tense. Now hold that. We're going to go into spine cars. So give me as much flexion as you can. No worries. Straight to that left. Max out that rotation. Keep trying to breathe as you maintain that same level of tension. It's like the world's longest agitated pales. Reverse. I will say it's harder to talk and do this while trying to breathe and maintain that tension. How did that feel? Did you get a little bit more, any difference in sensation?
Yes. Felt like my abs were like just on fire.
Right? I mean, it's an interesting rabbit hole to go down, but let's see if we can keep that up for 2 more spine cars.
Oh, come here.
Okay, nice segmental flexion to the left. Extend back, max out that Latin oblique sensation all the way up. The beautiful part about teaching this class to FRC people is you don't necessarily have to cue every square inch of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so from our tall kneeling, we're not going to go through the full morning routine in order because I have some of the specific ones that I want to do in position. So from here, we're going to go scaps. So if you've got those tennis balls, rolled up socks, I mean, you're doing laundry, Josh. Oh, you got tennis balls. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start by starting to crush those tennis balls. Feel that tension go from forearms into biceps, front delt, and into those scaps. So now peel those shoulder blades up to your ears. Shove those fists forward. Reach for that wall out in front of you. Slide your fists down the wall. Slide those shoulder blades back. Pinch a pencil between those shoulder blades and pull that pencil up to the back of your head. Drop the pencil as you punch the fists forward. Slide those fists down the wall. Grab that pencil again. Slide it up your rib cage. Hold it up there, and we're reversing. Hold down, slide the pencil down the rib cage, reach for the wall. Drive those shoulder blades up to your ears, pull them back. Slide it down, drive them forward. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to take the tennis balls. We're going to go right under the armpit, and I want you to crush in and try to pop the tennis balls. We're going to do elbow cars. So it's going to be, you'll notice that it's going to get really tough at certain spots to hold on to them. And that's the beautiful part. You'll start to really notice those internal and external rotations as it comes from your humerus instead of your elbows. Ready? Up. Pronate and drive down. Ooh, I'm already losing one. Supinate. Pull up. That air is honey. And that honey is up with Josh, which means it's really thick, very cold honey. Supinate and bring it back up. Pronate and drive it back down. And let's reverse, pronate up. Squeeze, max out that bicep flexion or that elbow flexion. Open up, max out supination. Pull down. Try not to use those fingers, Josh. Just keep it in the elbow. Pronate, pull. Supinate and drive down. Beautiful. Last one we're going to do here is wrists. We're going to keep one ball in that armpit. The other one we just put off to the side. And we're going to lock in that forearm as well. And now we're going to make a fist. So from here, pull into wrist extension as far as you can right before the fingers start to feel like they're going to unroll. Pinky side. Pull into flexion. Thumb side. Pull into wrist extension. pinky side, up, thumb side, down, in reverse, thumb side, up, pinky side, down, thumb side, up, pinky side, down. Very nice. Go ahead and switch sides. Knowing who was coming today, I got a little creative with some of the stuff we're going to do, which I'm really excited about. I feel like this will be fun. So again, crush that tennis ball, make that fist, pull into wrist extension. Right before those fingers start to unroll, pinky side, up, thumb side, all the way to wrist extension. Apparently this left wrist needed it. Every square inch of that rotation. Is the camera angle okay? You guys can see everything? Okay. Good, reverse. Pinky side down, thumb side up. Pinky side down, thumb side and up. Beautiful. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go into bear sit. Don't worry, the isometric movement paths will come into play. Okay, we are gonna do shoulder cars here. So starting off using our lower body tension strategy, everybody's comfortable in this position. So we're gonna lock left arm onto left ankle. Right hand, we're gonna grab our tennis ball and we're gonna bring it across. From here, we're gonna radiate that tension, max out external rotation. Drive that fist up and across. Obviously, you guys know, avoiding any potential pinchies. Bicep to ear, internally rotate, check that watch. Keep looking for the watch the whole way around. All the way, all the way, all the way. Keep that head up. Don't let it tilt forward as you go. Tap the floor. Reverse, reach for that wall behind you. Externally rotate. Every square inch of this car, squeeze it out. Big deep breath, more tension. Drive the knees now into the floor. Your knees are allergic to each other. Drive that fist up and across. We're going to be spending a lot of time on shoulder today. So if any luck, one of our pecs will cramp. One more time. Every square inch, really try to max out that internal rotation. Shoulder extension, up, yeah, externally rotate, bring it up over the top. Whew. Switch sides. Drive that fist across. Feel that horizontal adduction, because we're going to spend some time there in a little bit. Max out that external rotation. Give me that nice strong tension strategy. Knees are allergic to each other. Drive that rotation, max it out. Reach for more. Stay tall. Radiate that tension through the top of your head. If you feel like you need to dip, remember, we're going just a little too far. Squeeze out every last little bit of range of motion. Pull harder on that leg if you need more tension to squeeze out a specific spot. One more car. You're on mute, Josh. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought I saw you talking, and I wanted to make sure. I was like, I hope I didn't miss something. Okay, so we're only doing one thing here.
It was just me
We're gonna do
crying.
shoulder. I'm sorry.
It was just me crying that was muted. That's all.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we'll see how this one goes. So we're going to do shoulder internal rotation, pails, rails here. So what my goal is for you to go right here, pull those elbows across, and pull the shoulders in. Double-sided shoulder internal rotation, pails, rails. Okay, we're hanging out here, we're breathing. What I'm going to have you do while we're waiting for this to happen is we're going to do our toe cars. So we're just breathing, we're relaxing, and I want you to try to lift big toe. If you're already, everted a little bit, that's all right in this position. If you want to walk the feet out, you can try to get that flat foot. Pull big toe up and down. Big toe up, down, up, down. Pinky, their other four. You see the way my toes are built, they're built a little different. They're supposed to be, innervated separately, these four from big toe, and apparently one of them just doesn't. Apparently it shares a nerve with the big toe. And all five up, tap big toe. Tap big toe. And one more time. And piano. Spread those toes nice and wide. Peel them back up. Splay those toes as wide as you can. Make sure we're not losing that passive stretch on the shoulders. One more time. Splay those toes as wide as you can. Try to get first met on the floor if you can. Okay. From here, we're going to start fighting our way out of this. Your knees are going to be pushing in. Elbows are going to be driving out. Fists are going to be driving into your rib cage. Ready? I'm going to start at 20%. We're going to radiate a little bit of tension. We're trapping air in our core. It's a lot shorter than saying, feel the displacement of your diaphragm, increasing pressure on your visceral. Anyway, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, fists into ribs, elbows into knees, knees into elbows, 60 to 80. Greatest, safest effort. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rails. Pull, 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 pull. Fists away from ribs, elbows across your body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax into that stretch. Oh, who thought that was a good idea? Anybody hips cramping?
That was intense. That was insane.
Yeah, it's funny. Again, I was playing with this last night and I was like, okay, I could do one at a time and we could kind of give it like this guy. And I was like, what if we tried to do two? It is a little tough on the wrists in that position.
I like the cue of trying to lift your wrists away from your rib cage. That was like a game changer.
Good. Let's go for it again. 20% to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80. Your greatest, safest effort. I don't know if anybody heard that, but that was my right shoulder cracking. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rails. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Give it another 10 seconds and we'll come out of here. Oh, I am regretting wearing a sweatshirt. It was just really cold in here this morning, and now I am sweating profusely. Okay. So we're going to do knee cars here, just as a kind of wind down from this position. So let's grab left arm under left knee, right, grab right bicep. We're in that rear naked choke. Pull into as much knee flexion as you can give me. And I want you to just give me 3 axial rotations. So external rotation, internal rotation, external, internal, external, max it out. Feel that out. Squeeze, 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 internal, max it out. And now extend. External rotation, down, internal rotation, up, external rotation, down, internal rotation, up, reverse, internal rotation, down, external rotation, up, internal rotation, down, external rotation, up. Very nice. Switch sides. Weirdly, of all the things, we may not get to hip cars today. External rotation, internal rotation, external, internal, external rotation, internal rotation, and extend. Feel for those quads. Externally rotate, pull, find that hamstring contraction, max out that hamstring, internally rotate, up. Josh, I'm impressed. Kicking the ceiling over here. I'm just trying to see if I can get the bottom of my foot up to the camera. Reverse, internal rotation, up. External rotation, down. Internal rotation, up. External rotation, down. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into a kind of a, it's almost a sideline 90-90, which I know, I mean, doesn't really make sense. But so we're going to go to a elbow supported 90-90. No, I gotta go this way. So one of the first things that we're gonna do here is we're gonna do another set of scapular cars, where we're gonna do that wonderful closed chain scap car that everybody likes to do, but doesn't actually know how to dissociate scap from rib cage. So from here, I want you to push the floor away. Protract your scap up to your ear, retract, drive it down the rib cage, protract, up, retract, down. Try to make it as weirdly circular in this kind of weird dissociative position. In reverse, up to the ear, protract, drive it down, retract. So that's going to become important with the fourth thing we're going to do here. Okay, so now we've got some tension in that bottom shoulder. We're going to do another set of shoulder cars solely to get us into the position that we're going to be working passive range liftoffs. So again, let's do 2 shoulder cars. First one, I wanted like a 5 or a 6. Okay, so trap that air, radiate that tension, drive that fist across, try to touch the floor if you can get there, up overhead, internally rotate, reach all all the way back. Keep the head right where it is. And land in that pocket. Reverse out. Sip that air as you go around. Okay. Bring this to an 8, but we're landing. We're finishing this shoulder cars in a, call it a quarter swimmer. So we're going to be back behind our back in a handcuff position. Okay. So big deep breath. Slam those feet down to the floor. Drive your 90-90 into the floor. Feel those hips generate that tension. Spread that tension into your abs, into that base shoulder, driving it up and across. And then bend the elbow in internal rotation. Get as far up your back as you can and land. From here, we're doing internal rotation, passive range liftoff. So I'm going to spin so that my back is to the camera right here. Okay. So big deep breath. Radiate that tension. Drive through the floor. Drive through hips, knees, ankles, everybody. And I want you to try to just lift wrist off of the back. You may have to do a little bit of shoulder extension. I want to try to get as much rotation as physically possible. So ready? We're going to do 5-second holds. Big deep breath. Trap that air. And up. And down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. That was 3. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Okay, so we're going to finish that shoulder cars out. We're going to bring it back to the front of our body. So think of this like a hover. So I want you to max out internal rotation, lifting that fist off the back. Then I want you to max out shoulder extension. Now extend the elbow. Finish that axial rotation into external rotation. All the way around into finishing at shoulder horizontal adduction. So this is where it gets interesting. So if that wasn't already interesting enough, you're going to grab with your base hand. You're going to pull your right shoulder, your right arm as far across your body as you can. We're going to try to do horizontal adduction, passive range holds. So you may get like the world's smallest bounce back, but it should happen. What I want you to try to do is squeeze your pec as hard as you can. Ready? So big deep breath, trap that air, radiate that tension in the pec, slowly let go of your support and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reestablish that passive range of motion. Big deep breath, trap that air, radiate that tension, squeeze that pec and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab it, bring it back. Big deep breath, trap that air, radiate that tension and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab it, bring it back. Last rep. Big deep breath. Give me as much tension as you can give me on this one. Spread the floor. Drive in. Trap that air. Radiate that tension. Give me pec, pec, pec. Hold, hold, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh.
That sucked.
Oh.
Yeah. I was over here crying too.
I'm just trying to talk while this is happening and like continue to be audible and not just be like, okay, so we've got two more things that we're going to do in this base position before we isometric movement path to the other side. One is just a nice little, I'll call it an active recovery. And then the other one is one last kinetic stretch. So the active recovery is just going to be a right side biased neck cars. So you're going to use your right hand, grab into your right knee, drive into the floor. We're just creating around 40%, just enough that this gravitational bias, you'll start to feel that right side tissue working a little bit harder as we go into the rotation on the bottom side. So from here, we're driving chin to chest, scrape that left collarbone, look back behind that left armpit, up and over the top. Try not to collapse into that side with that gravity helping you. Pull all the way up, try to shorten that right side stuff. Around, scrape that right collarbone. And we're gonna reverse right collarbone, back behind right armpit, up over the top, behind that left armpit, back one more. Left collarbone, left armpit, up over the top, right armpit, around to center. Nice little tension check. All the way up over the top, and around to center. Okay, so now we are gonna try to do a horizontal AB adduction kinetic stretch on our base shoulder. So it's gonna feel like a rear delt / upper trap rhomboid row as we pull into, so this position here, and then we're gonna drive out and pull from that tissue. So again, now your progressive tissue in this is gonna be pec minor, and I want you to pull pec minor all the way across. And then when I tell you switch and reverse, we're gonna do this for 30 seconds, okay? Everybody got the feel for it? Cool, let's go. So pull, regressive tissue. I guess that's progressive tissue in that position. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Drive, out, 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 out. Good, we're taking 5 seconds to go down. Pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Okay. Let's just go to the other side, 90-90. We don't need to do the isometric movement path. We're getting a lot of work done here. I'm gonna have to mop my kids' play mat off after this. This is the beauty of not having any hair.
Lucky.
There's nothing to hold the sweat back. It just pours down. Okay, so remember it's shoulder cars, scap cars, shoulder cars, internal rotation, passive range liftoffs, adduction, passive range holds, neck cars, and kinetic stretching. Okay, so we're into that nice base 90-90. And again, this is like a 60 to 70% shoulder cars. This should be interesting on that left shoulder after we just did all that stuff on it. Okay, so we're maxing out external rotation, bringing that arm all the way across. All the way up. Internally rotate. All the way back. All the way to the pocket. Pinky forward, thumb back. Watching the pocket. Reach straight back. Max out that shoulder extension and externally rotate. up, over the top. Ramp it up even higher. So now feet are driving into the floor. 90-90 is driving in. Find those adductors on that left leg. Drive into the floor. All the way up over the top. Internally rotate. All the way back. And then now bend the elbow. Find that handcuff position on the low back. Go as high up the back as you can. And I mean, this is kind of a hybrid lift off hold. So if you need a running start, slide that fist down the back just a little bit further so that you can actually internally rotate in this position. Big deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension and lift off. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Big deep breath. Find that tension. Drive into the floor. And up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. 3 more reps. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Tension. Breath. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Last one. Take a deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. So I'm going to pivot so I don't hit the wall. Now we're internally rotating. Max out internal rotation. Max out shoulder extension and internal rotation. Hinge that elbow out. Externally rotate. Squeeze out every last inch of that shoulder cars as we bring it around into horizontal adduction. Now the pec cramp fun. Bring that arm across your body as far as you can. Big deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension. Find that pec and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reestablish that passive range of motion. Big deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension and squeeze. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Catch it, bring it back. Big deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab it, bring it back. I just realized I forgot to do the scat cars on the side, so we'll do them after this. Big deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Last one. You guys already know my trick. We're going 15 seconds. Big deep breath. Trap that air. Radiate that tension and hold. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. A little bit of pec work. And people said that mobility work isn't fun. Okay, when Emma gets back, we'll do our scap cars, then we'll go into our neck, then we'll go to our kinetic stretching. And we've still got so much time for fun. This is great. We have more time than I even planned for. So big deep breath. We're getting into that closed chain scapula car. So drive into the floor, create that tension. Now pull that shoulder blade up to the ear. Drive that shoulder blade forward. Pull all the way down into that armpit. Retract. Slide that shoulder blade up. Protract. Find it as you bring it down your rib cage. I don't know about you guys, but this might be one of the weirdest scap cars I've ever done. Emma, your neck okay? Okay. Okay, let's go into our neck carves. Perfect timing. Let's find that collarbone, scrape to our right, all the way back to that right armpit. Extend back and find that tissue that's lengthened. And I want you to try to shorten it as much as you possibly can. Find that collarbone, bring it back all the way around into that nice cervical extension, one segment at a time. As you find that rotation up over the top. I just realized I didn't reverse. And reverse one last time. Whew, beautiful. Take a breather for a second. We'll go into these kinetic stretches. Take a little water break or coffee break. And then we're going to get into some wonderfully fun shoulder extension. Do you guys have yoga blocks? Awesome. Okay, so let's find that kinetic stretch. So set yourself up for that row as if you're doing a rear delt row. Pull yourself across, find that tension. All the way open. Find that pec stretch, drive it back across. All right, everybody's got it? Okay, 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. If you bottom out before the 5 seconds is up, keep pulling. If the 5 seconds keeps going, well, then reverse where I tell you to. Ready? Big deep breath, start that tension. Drive the fist forward, pull yourself into horizontal adduction, and now pull all the way open, retract. All the way up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Oh, shake those out. Grab some coffee, grab a block. I need to go run and grab my blocks real quick. And then we will do some fun shoulder stuff. More fun shoulder stuff. No worries. Trying to find my yoga blocks. There they are. My oldest loves to take all of my equipment and build things with it and play with it. And then it's always, you know, like even if I place it somewhere last night, it won't be there when I wake up in the morning. How did all of that go, Josh?
Lovely. I loved all those like setups.
Good.
Creative setups.
Whew. Okay, so we're gonna do shoulder extension, pails, rails, and then we're gonna do some fun axial rotations and elbow hinges. Sound like fun? Okay, so we're gonna do, I feel like this is the one that I always saw on the FRC website and never used until I programmed this class. We're getting into our, I always think of this when animal flow is like crab reach or like crab position. So, but we're gonna get all the way into as much shoulder extension as you can give me. I'm gonna hang out here, take nice, big, deep breaths, feel that stretch through biceps. through chest, through all that stuff we just beat the hell out of. Spend that time relaxing as much as you can. It's something grippier. My hands are slipping. Just do this. Okay, so let's start with our pails. So this should feel like front delt. Should feel a little bit like bicep. As we start to try to pull our fists, our hands, excuse me, back towards our butt, your challenge is going to be not rocking back as you do this. 20% to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, and your greatest, safest effort, trying to drive those hands back to your butt. You're trying to scoot your butt away simultaneously, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. Retract into the shoulder extension. Find that rear delt. Find all that back of the shoulder stuff. Find your tricep squeeze. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax into that stretch. Anyone cramp? Because I got real close. Okay, so from here, we're going to use our block. We're going to take a kneeling stance. Forehead is going on the block. We're going to take our tennis balls and we're going to do the highest shoulder extension lift offs that we possibly can. So if you need to go up a little bit higher, if it feels like, you know, it's still too easy, setting yourself up so that it's a really tough position to be in. I really like the forehead on the blocks just because I find that it cues me to not overly flex my neck. So in that big deep breath, we're going to go internally rotated. And I want you to extend those shoulders as hard as you can. And we're doing 10 shoulder extensions, 1 second holds. Ready? Big deep breath. Squeeze rib cage to knees, knees to rib cage. And extend up. 1, up. 2, up. 3, reach for more every time. Up. 4, up. 5, up. 6, up. 7, up. 8, up. 9, up. 10. Okay, from there, we're going to add in axial rotations. So each time we lift, we're going to go 4 times internal to external, external to internal. On that last one, we'll come back. Okay. We're just going to do 1 massive lift off and hold. Okay. Big deep breath. Knees to chest, chest to knees. Find that ab tension so that you can't use any more of it. That nice spinal flexion position. Big deep breath. Up. And hold as high as you can. All the way to external rotation. Keep reaching for the ceiling. Up, 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 up. All the way to internal rotation. All the way to external rotation. All the way to internal rotation. All the way to external rotation. All the way to internal. One last time. All the way to external. All the way to internal. And down. On this last one, you may want to drop a block. If you, like I've got 2 stacked, I'm going to go down a little bit lower because we're going to add in the elbow hinge. So I want as much tricep tension as you can possibly give me. Try to keep those elbows, the humerus, as high as you possibly can as you go through that hinge. Do not let your elbows drop back down towards the floor, okay? So I'm coming down a little lower. Big deep breath. Again, create that tension, smash. We're up, extending as far as we can. In a neutral position, I want you to pull elbows all the way to your armpits, drive the, or excuse me, fists to your armpits, elbows up, 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 extend. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Last one. Up. And down. And back down. Oh. Yeah, that was a thing. So I know we all still have to get on with our day. So I'm not going to have us lay down to do this breath work because I don't think anybody, maybe we all want to go back to sleep, but I don't think any of us can go back to sleep right now. So a nice comfortable seated position. And we're just going to do box breathing. So nothing crazy, no big gnarly breath holds, just enough to take all that tension that we just built and try to get rid of a little bit of it. So we're going to start with a nice big 5-second inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that tempo going. I'm going to tell you where I want you to kind of direct that air. So keep going, keep that same 5-second in, 5-second hold, 5-second out, 5-second hold. On your next inhale, I want you to try to drive it into the upper lobes of your lungs. So what that's going to look like, you might have to give yourself a little bit of flexion. And then in that inhale, that big silent inhale, I want you to feel your lungs increase pressure into your rib cage. If you're in tune enough, you might feel those rib cages start, those ribs start to rotate. You might feel a big stretch out of your postural muscles in the back. Drive that exhale all the way back down. You're going to do 2 more breaths in that position. It might be a little weird to hold the exhaled position here. In. So now from here, we're going to return to kind of a neutral position. And I want you to sense that increase in pressure into your pelvic floor. So we're kind of going from high all the way to low. So on that next big inhale, feel that diaphragm displacement, increase that pressure all the way down to the pelvic floor. Find that pelvic floor musculature and squeeze as you drive it back out. Big inhale. Increase that abdominal pressure and find it as it starts to release. Big inhale. And big exhale. Sorry if you can hear my little guy in the background. Nice job, guys. Seriously, that was awesome. Thank you so much for coming.